Alrighty, good morning all. We will call the meeting to order, please. So full disclosure, Chair Henry is obviously not here. If the meeting runs smoothly, it is entirely by virtue of the talent of the clerk's department. And we'll give some credit to the CAO as well. So we'll start with the land acknowledgement stand, if we could, for a moment of reflection in a moment, not now. And then and then the national anthem. Thank you for all of for that. It is indeed. The region of Durham exists on lands that the Michisagi Kanishinabek inhabited for thousands of years prior to European colonization. These lands are the traditional and treaty territories of the nations covered under the Williams Treaties, including the Mississaugas of Scugog Island First Nation, Alderville First Nation, Hiawatha First Nation, Curve Lake First Nation, and the Chippewa Nations of Georgina Islands, Beausoleil, and Rama. We honor, recognize, and respect Indigenous peoples as rights holders and stewards of the lands and waters on which we have the privilege to live. In our efforts towards reconciliation, we continue to build and strengthen relationships with First Nations, as well as the large Métis communities and growing Inuit communities here in Durham. We commit to learning from Indigenous values and knowledge, building opportunities for collaboration, and recognizing that we are all connected. Now, if you are able, if you would stand for a moment of reflection. For the national anthem. And if you'd remain standing for a moment of reflection. Thank you all. So just before we get into the meat of the meeting, I think an acknowledgement, Mr. Brian Bridgman, this is your last council meeting for the work. And I know the chair, if he were here, he would be far more eloquent. He would have a greater list of accomplishments that he could highlight. What you have done for Durham Region on behalf of all of us. Planners typically in the background, the visions that we have, the built form, the communities that we enjoy, and the plans moving forward for years forward. That vision is truly appreciated. I take no risk whatsoever in suggesting that all of council appreciates the work that you've done over the years. It has been a pleasure. Even when you wanted everyone to go faster on the track when you were in the car repeatedly, That was supposed to be funny, but anyway, we'll work on this as the meeting goes on. But I wonder, Councillor Chapman?
Yes, can I say something about Commissioner Bridgman being the chair of the Growth and Economic Development Committee?
Well, do I have strong chair's powers? No, I do not. Councillor, please.
Well, I think on behalf of the committee and at least council that the work that Mr. Bridgman has done, especially the last couple of years where I've been chair, I've very enjoyed working with him and the support and guidance that he gave me, having any planning background myself. And also the hard work that was done in the lots of poking to the province to finally get our Envision Durham accomplished. That was quite a task, as I know all members of council are, and I wish him well, as I know all members of council do, in the next stage of whatever he decides to do next. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Chapman, did you hear the same that I did, that Chair Henry is buying him lunch? Is that what I heard? I wonder if we could have a round of applause for Mr. Bridgman. So, Brian, I do hope that you continue to share your talents with us and that you do not become a stranger.
Don't come back to the
Yeah, I'm sorry, are you moving that in the procedural bylaw? So with that, Mr. Clerk, if you could conduct the roll call, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Electronic roll call is starting now.
There we do it. All righty, we do have quorum. Do we have any declarations of interest? I don't see any hands in the room. Anything online, Mr. Clerk? No. All righty, we'll move on to the minutes. If I could get a motion on items 4.1 through 4.4. Councillor Lee, thank you. Seconded by Councillor Shahid. Any pulls? I don't see any pulls. I'll call the question. All in support? Opposed? And those are carried. Thank you. Chief Cheeseborough, you have a presentation for us. And again, we were talking earlier that I do in fact have the Chief's presentation. I was going to read it out aloud, just upstage him with that. Again, Chief, and for the recipients of the award, I know that Chair Henry, if he could be here, would be here. I think the recognition of the amazing work of our residents, particularly when it revolves around the health and safety of our residents, is so deeply appreciated. So, and I'm saying these kind things because I know that Chair Henry is listening in, but Chief, sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good morning, everyone. I want to provide a little bit of background on this award prior to the presentation, and at that time I'll have Councillor Roy join me at the front so I can present this to our award recipient today. So in 2015, the Ministry of Health wanted to be consistent for paramedics to other emergency services and recognition for bravery. At that time, the process to get official medal status based on advocacy from the Ontario Association of Paramedic Chiefs was making its way through the House to be sanctioned by the Ontario Honours and Awards Secretariat. Despite the fact it had not yet received medal status and was rather appointed as an award, the province pushed forward with this important initiative. Since its inception in 2015 and the subsequent transition to an official medal status, only 79 paramedics have been recognized for this achievement. The nominees go through a rigorous committee review before being chosen. Paramedics who have demonstrated great bravery without concern for their personal safety, risking their lives to save others, are the type of people that get this medal. In Durham Region, we are fortunate to have 4 paramedics who have received this recognition. Before I announce the name of these individuals, it's important to recognize that despite not all paramedics having received this recognition, the work performed by all paramedics across the region, this province, and this entire country is often performed with a complete disregard for their own safety to ensure help is provided to those that need it. Our award recipient today that's present, unfortunately, we have, as I said, 4 recipients. Only one was able to make it today. One is currently off work and has been for a period of time due to a medical condition. The other has since retired, so good on him. He's, I guess, Mr. Bridgman is going to be joining that ranks, lucky him. Today with me, I have Nicole Gilchrist, advanced care paramedic with the Region of Durham. Nicole has 30 plus years, we'll leave it at that, of service in the paramedic profession. I've known Nicole essentially since she started. She's held a lot of different roles within the organization. She was a primary care and advanced care. She now works as one of our facilitators in our Q&D department, training new paramedics on boarding, as well as she's very active in a lot of the public relations issues that take place within paramedic services. So I congratulate her for that, because that's often done after what would be typical hours, and she has no problem taking on that additional role. So kudos to her for that work. With respects to this specific award, on the night of June 7th, 2015, paramedics Lynn Ross and Nicole Gilchrist noticed a woman sitting on a bridge railing with her feet dangling over the side. She was facing a ravine where the drop to the creek was approximately 100 feet below. They stopped the vehicle as they were returning to their station, and they quickly approached the woman, who basically put up a little bit of a fight. She started pushing back, didn't want their assistance. They ended up making contact with the individual just as she kind of moved herself from the bridge. So they caught her before she actually fell. And it turned into a little bit of a wrestling match, but they were able to pull the individual back over the railing onto solid ground. A couple of bystanders witnessed this. It was the early hours of the morning. They did come over and provide assistance, but Nicole and her partner Lynn were able to contain the woman until police were able to arrive and ultimately get this woman into the hospital for the help that she did need to prevent her from committing suicide. This is the type of award that, this is the type of action, that Nicole has done on numerous occasions, not to this extreme, but again, she's very selfless in her work. She's very dedicated, and I'm happy to have her as part of the Regional Durham Paramedic Services. We also had Pete Kuipers. He was another individual that would have received an award, or did receive the award. His patient was experiencing a mental health crisis, and he had hurt himself by lacerating his neck with a razor blade. What Pete didn't know was he had hid the razor blade in his mouth, and when they were driving to the hospital, the individual removed the razor blade from his mouth and began to make efforts to cut himself again and cut at his neck. Pete, without thinking anything of it, basically jumped on top of the individual and held down his arm until the police could join to assist in restraining the individual and preventing him from harming himself further. So again, without any regard for his own safety, Pete took that effort upon himself to jump in and assist. Those are the types of calls, again, I wanted to keep this short for everybody, that our staff get recognized for. This is a great provincial recognition. For those that don't understand the differentiation, award is not produced or honored by the Ontario Award Secretariat, so it is not to be worn on the left side of your uniform. Anything that is recognized federally or provincially can be worn on the left side of your uniform. Nicole currently is wearing her Bravery Award, which you will see on the right side of her uniform currently, but that's going to be replaced by this new award she's going to be getting today. So if I could have Councillor Roy join me at the front. He has under tab currently, so you can stand in the middle. Yeah. So, yes, so again, congratulations, Nicole.
So I would just like to also congratulate Nicole, and I know as being a mom of a young lady that your work and what you do is one that to be commended, and role model for many women throughout our community. But I do want to personally thank you for what you do, because it's a thankless job, but there are times where the thank you is coming today, and you have done a great service over these years, and I don't know how much longer you're with us, but I do want to thank you for the work that you do with us.
So don't go anywhere. Nicole, you've got some family. Would you like to come up and join in a picture? This is a pretty momentous occasion. Come on forward.
Mr. Gilchrist. There's a fine gentleman coming forward. Thanks. One of our firefighters from the team, he's Todd Gilchrist, her husband.
So as they're preparing to leave, again, Nicole, for exemplary duty, thank you. But to all of the folks in paramedic services, your lives have become far and far more complicated and far more dangerous. And if you don't hear from residents or ourselves frequently enough, please know how truly grateful we are. And Chief, thank you. Alrighty, so we're in section 6. We have no delegations. There are no communications. Moving down to the reports. The first report on the agenda is 8.2, and we will need to have item 1 pulled from 8.2, but we've got 8.2 moved by Mayor Roy, seconded by Councillor Dyes. That is on the floor. Councillor Pickles, you wanted to pull item 1 to move Mayor Roy's nomination for Alpha. All right. Seconded by Councillor Anderson. Do we have any questions or comments on that nomination? Mayor Barton, you made, sorry, Mr. Clerk, the clerk is going. So we've got Willa Mover and a seconder, so we've got Councillor Anderson and Councillor Pickles. Can you please go to Clarington and explain to my clerk that I did something that worked? Sure. So we are all set. Mayor Barton, you're making direct eye contact. Questions?
Sorry, that's our mistake.
Oh, so it says 8.2 on mine, but thank you for that. So you've got that? Yeah, so that will be corrected. Thank you for pulling that out. With that, I will call the question. All in support? Opposed? That is carried. We don't know what we actually nominated you to in 8.2, but we will let you know. So on the next is Works Committee. Councillor Kerr, I understand you've got some questions for Mr. Jagannathan on Works. But let's get that on the floor first. So that's Mayor Barton and Councillor Pietri, the movers and seconders. That's on the floor. Mayor Collier.
I'd like to pull 2, 3, and 4, please.
2, 3, and 4. All righty. Any other polls? Okay. Item 2, Mayor Collier.
Thank you, Chair. And we can deal with all 3 of these together if you like, because they're all just general question to the Duffins Pollution Control Plan. And I hope you'll give me a little bit of latitude here, because this isn't actually on this. But given the province now and going with the Durham solution for the big pipe down from York Region. We're doing some work on the plant, 3 of these reports. What is being done? The original not going with tertiary treatment to address the Killadeoffer issues off of Ajax and Pickering shores, as well as future expansion of the plants before, we're only looking at Durham needs. Now, for the most part, now that has changed significantly. What is being done to address treatment now that we know that we're going to be receiving sewage from 150,000 new homes in York Region through the twinning of the big pipe?
Mr. Jagannathan?
Through the chair, there's a lot of upgrades happening at the plant, but none of them are related to the expansion yet.
Right.
They are still happening in the planning, a lot of planning and design efforts. But in terms of timelines for the actual expansion and the design work, I'll have to rely on Mike Hubble. I think Mike is on the call. Through the chair. Sorry, maybe he didn't expect to be at this soon.
Mike, if you could please press your request to speak button.
All right. Yeah, through the chair, as Ramesh mentioned, the study is ongoing. It's really just at the initial phases, and the expansion timing is expected sometime after about 2032. The work that is identified in these Works Committee reports is all major maintenance work. It's all betterment work at the plant right now.
Okay, I guess what I'm asking is, and I just want assurance that the situation has significantly changed in the last year, and that the environmental assessment that was done prior, that the planning that was done prior was based on one set of facts, and those facts are now significantly different. Are we looking at that, and is it underway on how we're going to deal with this in a different way, potentially moving forward? And are you saying yes?
Yes, yes, through the chair, the study that's ongoing right now is assessing the increase in flows that are coming to the plant and the treatment options that will come with it.
Okay, do you have a timeline on when we can expect some of the results from this new assessment?
The Class CA, typically they take about 2 years, and it just started some point in 2024. So I would expect in 2026 we'll have more of the study reports in place.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, and that's all of the reports together. Councillor Kerr?
Thank you, Chair. I did ask the commissioner offline about this, excuse me, but I felt that the answer would best serve other members of council as well. Anytime you see an unbudgeted item, residents have a concern. And so my question through you to Mr. Jagannathan is, unbudgeted, was this amount for this work done as a result of the fire in the depot? Or why was this amount unbudgeted, and what's it for?
So this is item 5, correct?
Yes, it is item 5, that's correct.
Through the chair, no, nothing to do with the fire. It's basically aging of the equipment. We did have these 4 hoists due for replacement in the near term, but we've experienced a lot of corrosion in these hoists due to a high water table, as well as obviously salt from buses. So we had to compare whether we refurbish it or replace it. Mr. Holmes here at DRT has been managing with 4 mobile hoists, and he tells me that's not sustainable for too long. And so it's basically, like most unbudgeted items, it's somewhere in the forecast. It had to be advanced because of premature need to replace it.
So in other words then, because of the advanced nature of the, I suppose, the state of the equipment, it came on a little faster than we thought, so we have to take care of it now when it's most expedient to do so, most effective to do so.
Exactly.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thanks, Mr. Chair.
Councillor Kerr, thank you. Do you have anything further? Not seeing anything further. I'll call the question on the reports. All in support? Opposed? That is carried. Thank you. Item 9, there are no department reports or other resolutions. Oh, I scratched that out. So 8.5, thank you, Mr. Clerk. Committee of the Whole, 9.5, pardon me. I'm following the instructions. So on the Committee of the Whole report, moved by Mayor Barton, seconded by Councillor Brenner, thank you. Questions or comments, polls on the Committee of the Whole? Don't see any. I will call the question. All in support? Opposed? That is carried. I'll get back to where I was, which are items 9, 10, and 11. We have no items there. Announcements. Councillor Lee.
Thank you, Chair. Let me know if this is out of order. This is kind of a question to staff. Yeah, thank you. That was quick. But so like our council meetings are on the Durham Region website and on YouTube as well. So I'm wondering why aren't our committee meetings also posted on YouTube? Anybody who's visited the website, watching videos is not the easiest interface through the website. YouTube is really clean. Everyone has it. I'm just wondering from is there a practical reason why everything we do, because it's all recorded on this fancy equipment, is not just added onto YouTube? Is it man hours? Is it cost? I'm just trying to figure out why it wouldn't be added as well. And I don't know who to direct that to.
So coming into the meeting, it was my intent to rule everything out of order, to keep it simple.
Yeah, of course. And that's fair.
Allison, I understand you have a perfect answer for that.
No pressure at all. Through the chair, yeah, it's something we've been looking at. Right now, we're undergoing a social media audit that includes our YouTube channels. So what we're looking at is how do we organize that channel to best organize that material. So it's coming very soon.
Okay, so pretty soon, anything that is filmed region-wise, like committee meetings and everything, will be on YouTube, correct?
The committee meetings as well as council meetings, yes. We haven't gotten to the point where we're talking about subcommittee meetings or advisory committee meetings.
Sure.
We're talking about sort of meetings within these chambers, but yes.
What about archived footage, like older? Because everything is recorded, I'm sure, and we have a copy of it. Would the older meetings be as well? Some of my best work was done in committee meetings, and I'd love to see it on YouTube.
I'll have to report back to you on that. I'm speaking out of my depth technically here, so.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for the allowance, Chair.
So Allison, if I may, are you reporting back on the meetings, or if Councillor Lee's best work is done in committee? Councillor Lee, good question. Thank you for that. Mayor Watton.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'd just like to announce and invite everyone to quite a large event that we're hosting in Port Perry on the 8th of May. It's the VE Day 80th anniversary, and we have the RCAF C-130 Hercules will be flying over, and the Canadian Armed Forces Parachute Display Team will hopefully be landing at the fairgrounds at 5 o'clock. There will be the band from the Royal Regiment of Canada will be there, the Uxbridge Legion Pipes and Bands, and the color parties will all be there, and they will salute our veteran of 99 years, and there will be free ration stew and meals ready to eat served. It is lots of vehicles and equipment coming from the museum, and the Ontario Regiment will be there as well. Photo booth and so on for the kids, and we just hope that everyone will attend. And yours truly will be hopefully in advance of the event on that day, jumping from the plane as well with a couple of the Legion Patriots. So I'm looking forward to that. And all funds raised from that will go to the Wounded Warriors of Canada program that is being held at Windreach Farms. So hope you can attend. It's sounding like it will be an amazing event. Thank you.
Mayor Watton, thank you ever so much for that. Do we have anything further? So I have two things for all of those watching, for all of those here. If you have not voted already, please vote. I understand about 25% of eligible voters did so at advance polls, so the interest for very obvious reasons in this election exceptionally high, but please take advantage of the rights that were earned by our veterans for that. And the other is As always, staff, thank you. You are, each and every one of you, awesome in support of the decisions that we ultimately make here. Mayor Ash, I wonder if you'd give me the confirming bylaw.
Thank you, Acting Chair Foster. Delightful meeting and very efficient in terms of democracy today. So the motion is moved by myself and seconded by Mayor Barton that bylaw number 2025-015 being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Council of the Regional Municipality of Durham at their meeting held 23rd day of April 2025 be passed.
Questions or comments on the bylaw? See none. I'll call the question. All in support? Opposed? That is carried. Councillor Crawford, would you give me a motion to adjourn? All righty. And that is seconded by Mayor Collier. Questions or comments? All in support? Those in opposition? We are adjourned. Thank you, one and all. Much appreciated.